Lesson number 44, solving right triangles, take 2. All right.
Yeah.
So there's our triangle. We have an x as one of our sides, an m as one of our sides, and a hypotenuse of 14. We have a 35-degree angle, a 90-degree angle, and a b degree angle. And you had mentioned earlier in the other video that I explained all the different trigonometric functions you could possibly imagine. Oops, I didn't go over that on the video, so I guess they're all going to miss that. Anyway, how did you find out how many degrees b is?
We don't know. It's changed. You erased it from
b degrees equals
180
35 plus
90.
180 minus 35.
We changed.
So 35-degree angle minus another 90 degrees, which gave us how many degrees?
55.
Which means b is 55. What is wrong with this thing? 55 degrees.
Nice S5.
All right. So which do you want to find this time, x or m?
Both.
You want to find m?
Neither.
Yeah, sure.
Which angle do you want to use, the 55 or the 35 to find m?
55.
You want to use the 55?
No.
So, we're using 55 degrees equals a ratio, opposite over adjacent, adjacent over opposite, opposite over hypotenuse.
We should go with some.
You want to use sine. Why did you pick sine, Elias?
You made it tan.
Okay, let's think of, rather than being fair to each trig function, what is a mathematical reason why we might have chosen? Because we're looking for the opposite line segment, m, and the one that has the opposite in it is the sine. Is the sine the only one that has the opposite in it?
Nope.
No. Every trig function has, or there's 2 trig functions that have every part there. So, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, which is m over 14. That being the case, we can say 14 sine of 55 degrees equals m. Okay, so take the sine of 15 or 55 degrees on your calculator. Multiply that times 14.
I don't know if I should trust you on this one.
I know.
Screwed us up last time.
And what kind of length do we get?
I'm afraid to say. 11.
Okay, we've got sine of 55 times 14.
Yeah.
My calculator. 11.
Okay.
6, 11.
So 11.47. All right. So
Are we ready for this?
you can figure out the other line using Pythagorean, x squared plus 11.47 squared equals 14 squared. Or you can also use another trig function.
Pythagorean.
What other trig function would you use? Could I use tangent?
I think I'm just rules you won't. You could have used.
Let's use Pythagorean.
Could I use cosine? Can I use sine? Can I use, which one of those 3 can I use? All of them. Yeah. So, here's more of a tricky question, Ben. What angles have to go here? If I use the tangent, that's going to be opposite over adjacent. What am I looking for?
There you go. X over 11.47.
I'm looking for this, right? So, is that the opposite or the adjacent to 55 degrees?
What's the adjacent?
It's the adjacent. So what trig function would I have to use if I choose to use 55 degrees? A trig function with an adjacent. So I'm going to have to use tangent, which is opposite over adjacent, or I'm going to have to use cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. I can't use sine because that gives me opposite over hypotenuse.
That'd be a sin.
So I could use the tangent of 55 degrees, and that would be 11.47 over x. I could use the cosine of 55 degrees, because that equals x over 14. Can I use sine of anything?
No.
I could use the sine of 35 degrees because that equals the opposite over the hypotenuse. I don't know why it's doing that.
You're making me tired.
So I can use any three of those trig functions as long as I use the right angle. And it doesn't matter which angle you end up using as long as your ratios. You want to end up with one variable that you're solving for, and it needs to be the variable that you're looking for. You know, that particular one. In this case, we're looking for x. So what trig functions have the ratios so that we can find x? Any of those three. So somebody take the tangent, somebody take the top one. You got the top one, Seth? What'd you get? Okay. So I need somebody to take the cosine, somebody to take the sine. You took which one? Cosine, what'd you get?
I got 5.694.
Okay. Did anybody try sine of 35? Yeah.
I don't know
That's
if
the
I
point,
did it right
huh?
or not.
That's what I'm trying to figure
I
out.
did Pythagorean theorem and
What'd you get?
I got 8 point what?
Hmm.
8.0.
Did anybody try the tangent of 55?
I'm getting a number higher than the hypotenuse.
All right, let's see what we get here.
I
So-
maybe skipped this lesson.
Tangent of 55. We get 11.47 divided by
It's harder to do the one with the number.
55.
You just did 555.
Oh, God.
Hey, no.
One job.
Hey, Mr. Lender, you just typed in 555, not 5.
Oh, did I? Oh, wait a minute. 11.47 divided by 55 tan 8.03.
No.
Something is
I did it
goofy.
right. I did it right.
Yeah, something's wrong
That
here
should
because
be
we
the
should not
answer.
be getting two different answers. These
Pause
should be the
it, pause
same.
it before we make a mistake. I'm not taking
I
notes.
got 8 point.
You wish to attempt again, computer viewer.
I did cosine.
No,
and I got
8.03 should be right.
You got cosine?
You're the only one that watches my unless some homeless guy gets on.
Okay, 8.03. All right, so you should be getting, guys, you should be getting the same thing because the line is line X. It shouldn't change size because you do it a different way. So, oh, I don't know, I'd have to look at it. Yeah, something's really screwy with the smartboard today.
Well,
Good.
All right, what about a triangle that looks like this?
Ooh, on
Wait, what was the answer?
no way.
8.03.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. 12, 8, P, X, Y. Okay, that's what I'm giving you. Can you find,
It's not right triangle.
as long as we're doing trig stuff, yeah, it will be a right triangle. So,
It's a lesson on specifically right triangle.
For A.
as far as this is concerned, guys, is there a way of doing this using the sum of angles that give you 180 like we did on the last one?
Yeah.
Here, a yes and a no. 180 minus what?
We use the sign negative one.
I mean, 180 minus 90 is 90, but we have two angles here we have to divide
You have
by.
to use
So,
outside correctly.
Do you use the sign negative one thing?
yes, you have to use the arc sine, arc cosine, arc tangent. You're looking for angles, so you're gonna have to use what you've got in order to find them.
I am
So before you
good.
even find arc sine, arc cotangent, or arc tan, or arc cosine, you're gonna have to find all three sides there or something, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
she's super.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Or could you find one of those angles given just the information you've got?
You can find one.
What if I have,
No, squared equals C squared.
guys, I need you to focus here, 8 over 12.
That you would have.
What ratio is that? Is that adjacent over a hypotenuse, or what is that?
What angle are you going to
Let's use angle X.
Oh, dang it.
This is
over adjacent.
opposite over adjacent, which is, so the tangent of x equals 8 over 12. So you should be able to take 8 over 12, figure that as far as decimal, and get what?
Do you want to get x alone?
0.66667.
We
Okay.
can divide 8 over 8. Tan
So if
12.
the tangent of x
8
degrees,
divided by tan 12. Right?
no.
No?
If tangent of x degrees equals 0.67, you should be able to put into your calculator arctan of 0.67, and it should spit out an angle for you. What happens when you do that?
81.5110.
33.69.
Oh, golly.
33.69.
All right, so I'm getting two different answers here.
33.
So,
Wait, Adam.
33.69.
I got 33.
I needed arctan.
Yeah.
33.8. Oh, I got it. I got it 33.
14.45.
Yeah.
okay, so we should do 0.67 inverse tan. What'd you get?
That's what I got. That's right.
33.69.
That's what I got. And it's
That's
right.
not what I got.
That is right.
All right.
Wait, is this?
Hot dog.
So that means x equals that.
X equals, let's just write 33 degrees. And you don't have to use trig to find the third angle. You just subtract it from 180 and subtract 90 from that and whatever's
57.
left. Okay, done. 57.
4.
So 57 degrees is your y. How about p? Do you have to use Pythagorean or can you use trig functions to find
Can we
p?
just use
Pythagorean.
You can use whatever way you want. It would be dumb to do it a hard way when an easy way works.
Believe me.
Well, to me, the hard way is Pythagorean.
Really?
Because trig is easy, but a lot of students are happy with trig functions.
Does y equal 140?
Y would equal
No, no, no.
180.
Never mind. I forgot to
Well, how come you didn't put the decimals in after the 33?
Just because I didn't.
The one where you technically rounded off to 34.